So we just expanded, now we're going to condense. And I'm going to look at this in a couple parts. Sometimes it's tough to do it all at once. So here, I'm going to work on the green first. So how do I condense the green part? So the coefficient of 2 is actually going to go on top of each, the 6 and the x. And I'm going to work over to the yellow. That's not yellow, is it? I'll work over to that part. Now, this plus sign is going to make it become multiplication here in a second. And this subtraction sign makes it division. So I have log of 6 divided by log of 2. So that's like my first step. Let me grab all this and shove it to the left. Now we're going to work on simplifying what we have. So for the left part, I'd call this log of 36 times x squared. And then that multiplication dot. Just separate the left and the right side of these factors. And then log 6 divided by log 2 is log 3. So now I can condense this even further by putting this all together in 1. So I have log of 3 times 36 times x squared, which is the same as log of 108 x squared. Boom. Number 30, we're solving. Well, that's tough. 3 to what is 80? Let's see, 3 to the third is 27. 3 to the 4 is 81. Oh, so it's going to be close to 4. But that's not going to be the right answer because it doesn't actually make 81. So how do we do this? Well, we could try converting it if you're ever stuck, and if you're trying to solve for an exponent, that's the beauty of logs. That's why we have logs. So I'm going to convert this to log form. And now I can do the change of base. Remember, this part right here in this green box is the same as log of 80 divided by log of 3. That's what x is. And you'll get about 3.99 on that. Number 31. We have log of 8, log base 8 of 3x plus 9 equals 2. Let's try converting this not to log form but to exponential form. Let's see what happens. So my base is 8, my power is 2, it equals 3x plus 9. Okay, now that I changed forms, this looks easier to solve. I can actually this is just a standard equation to solve. So it's 64, because 8 squared is 64 equals 3x plus 9. Now it's just a linear equation. I can subtract 9. Equals 3x divided by 3. No, folks. 53 does not go into 55 evenly, so you get 18.33 repeating, or 18 1/3, or 55 thirds. That's what you get. Find an exponential model of the form y equals ab to the x for the given points. So recall, folks, the first thing we're going to do is substitute 12 in for y, because 12 is a y. And then I'm going to substitute 2 in for x. I have that equation, and I can solve that equation for a. So I am going to divide by b squared and divide by b squared. So I get a equals 12 over b squared. Cool. Now let's do the exact same thing with the other equation. This is my x, and this is my y. So 48 equals ab to the power of 4. So now here comes that's step number 2. Here comes the kind of the funny step. Step number 3. We know that a equals 12 over b squared. So I can rewrite the black equation, or step number 2, as this. See what I did? A equals, oh, why do I keep trying to use yellow and it's green? Go Packers. This is equivalent to a. So in step number 2, there's an a. So in step number 3, I substituted in 12 over b squared, which is equivalent to a there. Because now I have an equation that only has the variable b in it. So I can simplify this and solve for b. So 48 equals, let's see here, this b to the 4 is on top, folks. So that takes out 2 of the b's on the bottom, or it takes out all the b's on the bottom and leaves 2 on top. So I end up with 12b squared. And now we can solve for b. Divide by 12. 4 equals b squared. So that means b equals 2. So now I can plug that in for a. Into the equation of what a equals. So a equals 12 over b squared, but now I'm going to call it a 2 squared, which means a equals 12 over 4, which is the same as 3. So a equals 3, I'm circling that. And now I know that b is 2 and a is 3, so y equals 3 times 2 to the power of x. Boom. And then yes, folks, in this they said to use this model y equals ab to the x. So they want the a, they want the b, so we'll keep it that way. We won't call it y equals 6 to the power of x. And yeah, because actually, and it's important we keep it this way because the 3 is a multiplier and 2 is the base of the x. So there we are.